direction.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is speaking at the ASEAN Summit. Let's cross live.
Investment partner both for inward and outward flows. Much of the potential for economic partnership remains untapped. I am confident that our trade and investment will expand as our economies grow. Excellencies, we can also draw confidence from the progress in our framework of cooperation. The entry into force of our trade in service and investment agreement in July 2015 is a major step forward. We also look forward to progress in negotiations for a balanced and ambitious regional comprehensive economic partnership agreement that covers goods and services as well as investments. Connectivity is a pathway to shared prosperity. The trilateral highway project is making good progress and should be completed by 2018. We also propose to commit a line of credit of $1 billion to propose projects that support physical and digital connectivity between India and Asia. As in the past, we place special emphasis on our partnership with Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. Our partnership with them in capacity building projects will expand. In addition, we intend to create a project development fund to develop manufacturing hubs in CLMV countries. Excellencies, science and technology and innovation constitute a vital pillar of our cooperation and support our economic partnership. We will enlarge the ASEAN India Science and Technology Development Fund from the current $1 million to $5 million. We also intend to set up an ASEAN India Innovation Platform to facilitate commercialization of low-cost technologies, technology transfer, and collaborative R&D projects. Our cooperative project in space to be located in Vietnam is now making concrete progress. I assure you of its early completion. India also offers ASEAN our indigenously developed GPS-aided geo-augmented navigation or Gagan services, which provides advanced navigation and location assistance and information facilities. I also propose that we cooperate in substantial development of ocean or blue economy. This will be an increasingly important driver of our future economy and a source of food security, medicines, and clean energy. India has entered into collaboration with a number of ocean states. Excellencies, our research and innovation efforts must cover a range of common challenges: massive urbanization and mega cities, skills for the future, food security, water and affordable health care. An issue of global concern is climate change. India has ambitious clean energy plans, 175 gigawatt of additional capacity of renewable energy by 2022 and 40% of energy through non-fossil fuel by 2030. Excellencies, we would also be happy to offer over 100 training slots in renewable energy in our institutions. I also proposed an international solar alliance of 122 solar-rich countries, which French President Hollande and I will launch in Paris on November 30th. We look forward to your participation in the launch and the alliance. Excellencies, I deeply value our collective efforts to revive the cultural pillar of our relations. An international conference on ASEAN-India cultural links was held in New Delhi in July. We are proposing to open an ASEAN Study Center in our Northeastern Hill University in Shillong, which is our gateway to the East. I am delighted that the first recipient of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations Distinguished Alumni Award instituted this year is His Excellency Le Leong Min, Secretary General of ASEAN. India will soon extend electronic visa facility to all 10 ASEAN countries. Excellencies, our future prosperity rests on the foundation of security and stability in our region and the oceans, other space and cyber world. The first ASEAN-India Cyber Security Conference we hosted in January 2015 should be the springboard for greater cooperation in this area. India shares with ASEAN a commitment to freedom of navigation, overflight, and unimpeded commerce in accordance with accepted principles of international law, including the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea.
Breaking news coming in. Brussels Metro has been closed down due to a terror alert. More details awaited the entire world on the edge in view of that potent ISIS threat, especially in view of the fact that there was a deadly attack that took place in Paris about a week ago that left 130 people dead. On Friday, we also saw Islamist terrorists storm into a hotel in Mali where they took about 70 people hostage. Now an alert has been sounded in Brussels. The metro has been closed down. Let's get now word from Maha Siddiqui, who's with us on the phone line. Maha, we're getting breaking piece of news that the Brussels metro has been closed down because of a terror alert.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, the link with Brussels is very close to the French attack as well. Because if you remember, Sini, it was just outside of Brussels in a suburb called Molenbeek, where the links of Paris's last Friday attack were linked. There were many arrests that were made from that area in Molenbeek. And therefore, today we are seeing that because of this potent threat, and especially after Islamic State had come out and said that this is not the only attack and Europe will be targeted. Now we are seeing that, Belgium is also alert at this point. France has been sharing information very closely with Belgium as well. The French ambassador himself in India had told us how Belgium is working very closely with France. It is the closest neighbor and they are providing all sorts of help. Today what we are seeing is that the metro in Brussels has been closed because they perceive some sort of a threat at this point and therefore they have taken the step.
Right, Maha, as you rightly pointed out, Europe on high alert after the Paris attacks. Earlier also there was an incident of a suspicious-looking bag being found at an airport in one of the European countries.
Yes, in fact, because of the high alert, if there is any suspicious activity, no chances are being taken by authorities across Europe and in the West in particular. So then we've seen incidents where tip-offs are being got by the authorities, the security personnel, or the police in any of the places in Europe or the West. They are taking every small tip-off very seriously. In fact, if you remember clearly also, Simi, what we saw, the raid in France, in the northern suburbs of France in Saint-Denis, was also after a tip-off when somebody had actually alerted the police that they do believe that the mastermind is present there. And that is exactly how it turned out, that Abdul Hamid, about the alleged mastermind of the Paris attack was present. So every information, either from the public or from any alert citizen, is being taken very seriously.
Maha, stay on with us. We're going to keep coming back to you for more updates. We're being told that Belgium has raised its terror alert to the highest levels in its capital. Of course, just 3 days ago, we saw the Copenhagen air terminal briefly closed down after a suspicious bag was found on Friday. Last Friday, we saw those deadly terror attacks play out in Paris. Let's get now from Lavina Tanan, who's with us on the phone line from London. Lavina, what more details can you add?
At this point in time, the Belgium, as you said, it is on highest alert, and the reason is, of course, the attacks and also the continuous alarms that have been coming from all across Europe. UK is on the highest alert as well. One of the masterminds we know is at large, and that could be one of the reasons as well. The Paris, the advice for the population is to avoid places where a lot of people come together, like shopping centres, concerts, events, or public transport stations, wherever possible. That is an advice from the spokesperson from the government. He declined to say what specifically prompted the new alert, but we can understand from all the stuff that is happening from all across why that would be Brussels is also the center point for entire jihad in Europe, as it feels like at this point in time. And it has also recommended, the government has also recommended closing in the underground railway until Sunday. And the municipal transport authorities tweeted that stations on the 4 main metro lines were closed by order of the police. So it was calling for the local authorities to cancel large events as well, and urging people to avoid crowds and postpone soccer matches, close Brussels metro for the weekend, and stepping up the military and police presence. So I think from every level, what we are saying from the Paris attack is that these guys have been aiming on places where they are crowded and there are more people. So the government is trying to make sure that there are not huge number of people. We have seen lots of soccer and football matches being cancelled even across Europe. Germany cancelled it, though UK carried out, by the way, in Wembley in solidarity. But still, entire Europe seems to be on alert because of the attack and one person being at large still.
Lavina, thanks so much for those details. We're going to keep coming back to you for more information. Still sketchy at this stage. What we do know is that Belgium has increased its alert to maximum level. We're also being told that Brussels resident Abdul Salam, whose brother Brahim blew himself up at that Paris bar, is believed to be in Belgium and is the subject of a huge manhunt. More news coming in. Sources are telling India today that French President François Hollande will be the chief guest for Republic Day celebrations in the capital next January. An official confirmation is still awaited. French President François Hollande expected to be the chief guest for Republic Day celebrations in the national capital on the 26th of January. We're being told that an official confirmation is yet to come in, but unofficially, we're being told that the French president has accepted the invitation. Let's get a word from Mosmi Singh, who's with us on the phone line. Mosmi, once again, a very high-profile chief guest.
That's right, Simi. In fact, the sources in the Indian government have confirmed that the French president indeed would be visiting India during the Republic Day, and he would be the chief guest on Republic Day. We remember that Barack Obama had graced the occasion this year, and the France president coming to India means has many meanings, because expressing solidarity with France, Indian government had extended this invitation, and with the French president actually accepting the invite, it does speak of the bilateral ties and the growing proximity between France and India.
Mosmi, thanks so much for those details. We're going to keep coming back to you for more breaking news coming in. French President François Hollande is expected to be the chief guest of Republic Day celebrations in the national capital on the 26th of January. In more news, foiling a major terror attack, the CRPF recovered an IED, or an improvised explosive device, earlier this morning in Srinagar. The IED was recovered from the HMT Narbal route. It's believed that the forces which were deployed there were the prime target.
A major tragedy was averted early in the morning today in the outskirts of Srinagar, when the security forces found out an improvised explosive device planted. A quick reaction team that included the CRPF, the army and the police was sent. A bomb disposal squad was also sent to the spot, and this major IED was disposed there. Let's remember, this is a spot which is on the national highway that is taken from Srinagar towards North Kashmir, and just about 12 odd kilometers from city centre. A major tragedy averted here, because this route is taken not just by the military but also by a lot of civilians who commute from one part of the valley to another. With cameraman Tariq Loan, Shujaul Haq in Srinagar for India Today.
We'll continue tracking updates. A short break here. Lots more lined up. Do stay with us.